Live and on demand from the WNY News Now studios in downtown Jamestown. This is WNY News Now.
And thanks for joining us for WNY News Now on this Tuesday. I'm Justin Gould.
And I'm Matt Hummel. Happening now, a City of Jamestown woman pled guilty to her role in a methamphetamine distribution ring.
Plus, what we know about an overnight shooting in the city of Dunkirk. But first, let's get a check of our forecast. Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter standing by for us. Hey, Dakota.
Hey, Justin and Matt, and happy Tuesday, everybody. We made it through Monday, which often is kind of the laggy part of the week. First offense Doppler, we've had a few rain showers that moved through earlier this morning, but since those have all cleared out, and we're actually getting into some partial sunshine as we reach noon hour. You can see that here on the satellite imagery. You can see some of these low-lying clouds, and a lot of the clouds starting to push away. So any clouds in the sky you see today are going to be high-level clouds, mainly for the afternoon. So hour by hour, partly cloudy skies is what we're calling it, but don't be surprised if you do see full-fledged sunshine today. But we're calling mainly partly cloudy and temperatures back down into the upper 50s. This is still above average by a couple degrees, but it's still going to feel good. But look at that west wind continuing. So we'll time out the next rain chances that come tonight, and it's going to mix with some white stuff. Yeah, I had to mention it. We'll talk about it with that Brotherhood Property Maintenance 7-day later on in the show. Justin and Matt.
All right, Dakota, not really looking forward to that, but thank you. Our top story, a City of Jamestown woman arrested in Operation Meltdown, that a 2018 methamphetamine ring, pled guilty in federal court on Monday. The U.S. Attorney's Office announced that 39-year-old Stacy Yancer pled guilty to conspiracy to possess with intent to distribute and to distribute 5 grams or more of methamphetamine. The charge carries a mandatory minimum penalty of 5 years in prison, a maximum of life, and a $10,000 fine. Now, prosecutors argued that between November 2017 and June 14, 2018, Yancer conspired with others to operate a drug trafficking organization primarily involving methamphetamine here in the Jamestown area. On January 10, 2018 and March 8, 2018, the defendant sold methamphetamine to an individual working with the Jamestown Metro Drug Task Force. On March 12, 2018, a search warrant was executed at 22nd Bassett Street. During the search, Yancer was arrested in the back bedroom. Investigators also recovered quantities of methamphetamine and cocaine along with Suboxone strips. Yancer was charged along with 14 other defendants, part of Operation Meltdown. She is the second to be convicted in that. Sentencing is scheduled for August 16th.
A Phoenix, Arizona man was arrested Saturday after New York State Police say he grabbed a woman and struck her head against the interior of the vehicle, causing a laceration while the two were stopped at the Randolph rest area. Troopers charged 39-year-old Christopher Raymond with third-degree assault, fourth-degree criminal mischief, and second-degree harassment. Now, following the alleged assault, troopers say that Raymond and the woman continued east on the I-86. Police say as the pair traveled, the woman was able to contact a third party who called for help. State police in Broome County eventually caught up with Raymond and the woman, who was treated in an area hospital for non-life-threatening injuries. Now, Raymond was taken back to State Police Barracks in Jamestown for processing. Troopers say he was arraigned in the town of Randolph Court and remanded to the Cattaraugus County Jail.
And police in the city of Dunkirk are looking into an overnight shooting in the city's first ward. Police said a man was shot in the leg in the area of South Beaver and East 2nd Streets just before 2 a.m. The victim was taken to an area hospital for treatment. Police ask anyone with information on this case to call Dunkirk Police at 716-366-2266. The number again is 366-2266.
And the usage of a stun belt was the key focus of an appeal of a 2001 Chautauqua County murder Tuesday morning in the New York State 4th Appellate Court. Thomas Theopolos, who was representing convicted murderer Nicholas Osmond, argued that Osmond received, quote, ineffective assistance from his lawyer, Ed Fagan, in regards to the usage of a stun belt throughout the case, including while he was testifying. Theopolos stated that the lawyer told Osmond, quote, "There's nothing I can do about it," when Osmond reportedly expressed concern to his counselor. Now, John Zarowski, meanwhile, argued that the record doesn't indicate that a complaint was registered. Zarowski, of course, representing the Chautauqua County District Attorney's Office. Osmond was convicted of second-degree murder and second-degree robbery, and we will, of course, have full coverage of today's proceedings this afternoon on WNYNewsNow.com.
Yeah, great coverage of that, Matt. Watching remotely, which is a really cool feature of the appellate court to be able to watch that live on YouTube for anyone in the public.
Yes.
So my question is, what is a stun belt? Do you know?
It's some sort of contraption that they put, I think, if I remember right, Theopolis described it as like a heavy square object that's placed on the back of a defendant.
To try to keep control of them.
I believe so,
when
yes.
being transported around.
Being transported, but in court specifically.
Okay, interesting. So certainly then they're appealing that belt could have affected the case in some way.
Perhaps, but their biggest thing is the fact two reasons. Again, the ineffective counsel. Osmond reportedly expressed concern to his lawyer. Nothing was placed on the record by the lawyer, according to Theopolis. Okay. Reason number 2, according to Theopolis, the judge never gave a reason on the record as to why he put a stun belt on Osmond. There's no on the record established.
I would imagine that would be used for defendants who could be a danger to try to restrain them.
And one of the judges, because there's 5 judges in the appellate division, said that it's possible that the judge put the stun belt on based on circumstances of the case, as will be published later on. Okay. And Theopolis said, look, according to previous case law, you can't put a stun belt on just based on the circumstances of an indictment. So there has to be more.
What does Theopolis and his team want the result to this be? What are they trying to argue?
Well, they're trying to reverse the conviction.
Okay. So, and that ultimately would let this man walk, so to speak.
Well, we don't know that. We don't know that for certain. I mean, there is a chance just sinking here that there could be a retrial. Okay. We don't know. That's something that won't be known until later.
This case happened in the 2000s?
The murder happened in 2000, and the conviction was in 2001.
Okay. So certainly decades later, coming back to light. Great work covering it and following it. We appreciate that, as always. Happy Tuesday to everybody. Hopefully you're having a good day. Hello, Emily. Hopefully you are doing well. Good afternoon to Alex. Good afternoon to Lori. Donna, hello. Jeff. Jester Promoting Company, hello to you. Gary joining us. Hello. It looks like Fran Skella. Hello to you. Jeff is here. David, great to see you as always. So very happy. And Renee, good afternoon to you guys. Hopefully you all are having a great day. Yeah, absolutely, guys. Great coverage by Matt Hummel. He's the court whiz, so as we all know. Tabitha, hello to you. And Rick, great to see so many top fans joining us. Want to know how you become a top fan? It's really, really easy. You like, share, follow, and download that WNY News Now app. Let me tell you, it's available right now on the Apple App Store. I always say iTunes Store, but it's the App Store now. No more iTunes. Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. I want to answer Emily's question. She says, hope to see a story and maybe an explanation on the closing of Friendly's, her favorite restaurant to visit in New York. Emily, we had that on yesterday's broadcast. The company says that making decisions within their corporate structure, they've decided to close Jamestown's Friendly's along with many other locations across the state. And they're trying to help now employees who are affected by that closure find other work, and you can see that full story, plus local reaction. We met a couple of people yesterday who were very disappointed to see that Friendly's was closed, and you can read all of that on WNYNewsNow.com. And yeah, coming up, new numbers indicate teen suicide is on the rise. What experts are trying to do about it right now.
But first, Road work season is underway. A warning for you drivers out there. Dakota.
Great road work. The high yesterday was only 60 degrees, but that's still above average. We should be near 54 this time of the year, and yeah, spring goes on hold for just a little bit. We'll talk about it in just a couple of minutes as WNY News Now continues in a minute.
Live and on demand, you're watching WNY News Now.
When I'm streaming and I'm talking to my community, we have that literally split-second interaction. If somebody says hello, I say hello right back immediately, and it kind of creates that connection. Because like my subscribers and my followers, we pretty much go by Re-Up's Army. All the hate and everything that goes around, that's kind of like our mission statement. Is just be positive and enjoy each other's time. It's more or less just trying to use the internet in a positive way. Like we all from around the world get to connect on the same level, which is, we all love video games. Mixer.com/Re-Up. I'm live every single day, 8 p.m.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
Happening now, a week-long effort by New York State's transportation and emergency response agencies to promote and support National Work Zone Awareness Week is underway. New York State Governor Andrew Cuomo announced this week that his office is working with state departments to remind motorists of the Move Over law. Cuomo said as construction season begins, more maintenance and work crews will be out on the road performing repairs and improvements to ensure that roads are safe for motorists. The governor wants all travelers to be prepared to reduce speeds and to be alert when passing through work zones. Motorists are reminded that fines are doubled for speeding in a work zone, and in accordance with the Work Zone Safety Act of 2005, convictions of 2 or more speeding violations in a work zone could result in the suspension of an individual's driver license. Now, passed in 2011, New York's Move Over law requires that motorists drive with care, slow down, and safely move over when approaching law enforcement vehicles, fire trucks, ambulances, tow trucks, construction, and maintenance vehicles that are stopped across roads across the state.
And we are less than a week away from April 15th's tax deadline, and now we're learning more about this year's tax filings and refunds. The Internal Revenue Service says it's distributed more than $206 billion in refunds through March 29th. Now that's down nearly 3% from the same period last year. The IRS has also issued fewer refunds and processed fewer returns as well. Tax preparers say this is expected, as it's the first year people are filing taxes that reflect changes made by President Trump's 2017 tax law. Now, speaking of refunds, more than 79% of processed returns have received a refund this year. That's down slightly from the same period last year as well.
A new study shows that the number of children and teens in the U.S. who visited emergency rooms for suicidal thoughts and suicide attempts has doubled. Now, that's according to publicly available data from the CDC between 2007 and 2015. Natasha Chen talked to mental health experts to understand why this might be happening.
In 2007, more than 500,000 children between the ages of 5 and 18 went to the emergency room for a suicide attempt or for suicidal thoughts. 8 years later, in 2015, that doubled to more than 1 million. Nearly half of them were between ages 5 and 11.
Unfortunately, the results from this study are no surprise.
Mental health experts agree there are multiple reasons for this.
There's tremendous pressure on young people now to be popular. How many friends do you have on Snapchat, Facebook? There's increase of cyberbullying.
Also, pressure to get into increasingly competitive schools. Parents and guardians are stressed too.
Look at how they're modeling how they deal with stress, how much are they tuning out or drinking alcohol at night.
And there aren't many resources for children who are struggling. Data from the American Academy of Child and Adolescent Psychiatry shows the majority of the country faces a severe shortage of providers, fewer than 17 for every 100,000 children. Meanwhile, experts suggest some strategies at home.
Let your child fail. Let them take risks so that way they learn how to deal with it and they learn how to be successful on their own.
Limit social media and build in quality time with family. In Washington, I'm Natasha Chen reporting.
Alrighty, Natasha, thank you. Now, suicide is the second leading cause of death among people aged 18 to 24.
Before we get to our next story, just want to let everyone know that if you are in need of help, talking to someone is a great solution. Call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 1-800-273-8255. The number again is 273-8255. So please, if you need it, reach out. Well, drivers should be ready to pay more at the pump as gas prices are on the rise yet again. A Lundberg study reports that the average price of a gallon of regular grade gas has gone up 12 cents in the past 2 weeks, and that's nearly $2.79 per gallon. For drivers, that price is trending in the wrong direction. Since earlier this year, it's up about 47 cents per gallon. Now, higher prices at the pump is blamed on higher crude oil prices. The current cost is about a nickel more than this time last year.
Well, Justin, I want to be careful because I don't want to get booted out of the studio here. Okay. But, I mean, if you really think about it, isn't it more than just how much the crude oil is worth? I mean, isn't it my understanding, and correct me if I'm wrong, but don't they during the summer use supposedly some different blends than they do during the winter?
People were saying today on the story we published on our website now. A lot of people were commenting, they're like, well, you can tell it's springtime because gas prices are going up.
And they specifically, without calling anybody out, and I'm going to just do when I sip the coffee, New York State specialty. That's what I've heard. I mean, I don't know.
Pennsylvania gas prices. I talked about this. I was in Warren.
Oh my gosh!
Those are ridiculously high. I remember you used to go to Sugar Grove to get cheap gas, and now it's like what 10 cents more.
Well, I went to Sheetz last Wednesday because we talked about that yesterday, and it was $2.95, and at that point it was $2.75 here. I'm like, are you serious? Yeah.
No bueno. Well, let us know what you think. Do you have a car? Do you have to fill it up like the rest of us? And then we all can cry together. Or you could have, like Dakota, he's got this fancy electric car.
What?
Yeah. He has one of those Chevy Volts or whatever, or Priuses.
There is some... Well, I know somebody that did have a Volt.
Me too.
Yeah.
They now have a Volvo.
Good
I wonder if that's good on gas or not.
Probably.
I don't know. Hello to Gary, to Wendy. Dakota says just get a horse and buggy. You're right, Dakota. That's probably the cheapest option.
Well, that depends. How much is a horse going to... Well,
you just have to feed it. That's it.
Well, until I hate to say it, but what if they get hurt?
That's true.
It's going to cause some vet injuries.
Oh, boy, that's funny. Hello to Jill. Hello to Nicole and Leah. Hopefully you're all having a great day. Coming up, Lena. Oh, like pizza.
Yeah.
Oh, you have a great name. Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter has a check of our forecast in just a bit.
Oh, gosh. And later, 2 staff members at Jamestown High School will be honored. We'll tell you why as News Now continues.
Turn to Brotherhood Property Maintenance for all your lawn care and landscaping needs, no matter the season. Brotherhood Property Maintenance does it all, from professional plowing during the winter months to expert landscaping all summer long. Count on Brotherhood Property Maintenance for mowing, landscaping, tree work, spring and fall cleanup, plus snow removal. Serving both commercial and residential lots, check out Jamestown's fastest growing landscaping crew on Facebook or call us right now to book an appointment.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
Now open in downtown Jamestown, Pearl City Hops, restaurant and tavern.
I have some real old-timey dishes on there that I'm just giving new life to. Like there's a shepherd's pie on there that's going to have some bison in it, real thick hearty gravy. Then I'm also doing beer flights. We're pairing it with a set of sliders, a set of tacos, and a set of mini rolls. So everything's going to have its own pair, so you can get a taste of a little bit of everything and all the beers. We don't want to be known as the restaurant in the hotel. We want to be known as Pearl City Hops.
First Defense Weather, the Southern Tier's only live and local weather source. Now, here's Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter.
Cars are a headache. That's all I'm going to say. Here's a live look from Salamanca from the Seneca Allegheny Casino. We've seen the camera bounce a little bit with the wind. Again, the wind is sustained out of the west at 12 miles per hour, and it's already up to 61 degrees out there in Salamanca, at least on this camera site. Anyway, so let's go to the graphics, and I'll show you the weather headlines that we're keeping an eye on. So another dry afternoon. So you're welcome. They're the clouds are really starting to part away, but we will get into some wintry mix later tonight and then early tomorrow, and we'll time that out in just a second. A few thunder bumpers will be coming our way on Friday. That's mainly in the morning and maybe another shot in the afternoon, and then it turns cooler for the weekend. We're talking below average temperatures once again. So the chance of rain, again, the chance of rain over the next couple days are really isolated to scattered. It's not until we get into Friday when it turns more scattered to widespread, and then it starts to taper off a little bit as we go into the weekend. Here's the news now, Cam. You can see clouds and sun are sharing the sky. Interestingly, the temperature is down to 49 degrees. It was in the 50s earlier this morning. It's down to 49. There's that west wind at 20 and the wind gust of 32 miles per hour, and the wind chill's down to 42. So again, with that wind gust, you step outside, you get one of those wind gusts, it'll blow your hair around. So extra hairspray needed if you have a head of hair, unless you're like me and you pull all your hair out. Here we go with First Defense Doppler. This is the wide view. You can see here we just have two low pressure areas that have kind of moved our way out of the way, but this back here is actually very interesting because this is the next winter storm system. It's a late season winter storm out here. There's currently watches and warnings in effect out here in the Midwest. Not uncommon to see a storm this late in the season, but the good news is this is not going to affect us. That's going to stay out there. That's the good news. We'll zoom into Western New York and show you the live sweep. Once again, nothing. All the rain we had has exited out to the east, and it's going to be dry through the afternoon. Here we go with future scan. You can see there's that rain chance that comes our way later tonight, and then watch what happens as we get a little bit of colder air to mix in, as temperatures will be freezing, be close to freezing down near the ground. That will allow maybe some very wet light snow showers will not accumulate. It's going to be way too wet and the ground's going to be a little too warm for it to stick. So, but it may mix with a few rain showers. Tomorrow after that in the afternoon it'll be mainly dry. And then here comes the next rain chance that comes our way on Friday. So the next big thing is going to be the temperatures. And what we're looking at here is the next 6 to 10 days, we're looking at possibly near average temperatures, but colder out here to the west, warmer down here to the south. But across Western New York, likely warmer temperatures over the next 6 to 10 days, or at least average. So we'll go zone by zone, town by town. We'll show you the eastern areas first. Temperatures today will probably top out into the upper 50s. Yeah, that 60 at Olean again might be a bit stretching it, but I think upper 50s will be our high east to the Lake Erie shoreline. Temperatures here down into the mid to lower 50s. With sun and clouds mixed, but it will be an average day. Now, the future is on the screen, powered by Brotherhood Property Maintenance. 43 tomorrow, 53 Thursday. There's a couple of those rain chances. Storms on Friday, and then the temperatures really go back down from there. We're talking 40s for early next week. Sports is next. Don't go away.
Invest in your business or cause by letting the marketing gurus at WNY News Now and WNY Media Company grow your business.
Purchase an ad much like the one you are watching now on WNY News Now's daily show, News Now at Noon, WNYNewsNow.com, or our brand new mobile app.
And then get feedback from our marketing experts and fans alike.
And finally, watch your business grow.
As an added bonus, Community Partners messages will run not only on our scheduled programming, but on weather alerts and breaking news as well.
Plus, messages are shared on WNY Sports Now programming. Anything from a live local basketball game to the Phone Zone Sports Desk.
Become part of our family today.
And contact us right now.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first. WNY Sports Now is powered by Phone Zone of Jamestown. With the largest inventory around, we buy and sell our own merchandise at a price that can't be beat. Have a broken screen? We'll fix it. Learn more at phonezoneshop.com.
Happy Tuesday, sports fans, and welcome back to WNY News Now. I'm Norm Rodriguez with a look at sports. Later this afternoon at 4:30, the junior varsity Jamestown Red Raiders softball team will be hosting a conference game against the Dunkirk Marauders. Jamestown is off to an 0-2 start and lost their last game on Monday 20-10 versus Olean. They have also been outscored in their first two games, 42-11. It is the second of three games the Red Raiders team will have this week. As part of the NFL International Pathway Program, the Buffalo Bills allocated Christian Wade, a former rugby player, on Monday. Once a wing in rugby, the native of Slough, England, was brought onto the Bills as a running back. Wade spent the last 8 years playing for Wasps RFC in Premiership Rugby, the top rugby division in England. Wade was one of 7 athletes chosen for the Pathway program. It took an overtime period, but the Virginia Cavaliers took home their first ever NCAA basketball championship, defeating Texas Tech 85-77. It was also the first game in NCAA basketball history where both teams that competed in the championship game got there for the very first time. Kyle Guy, who was named the NCAA's most outstanding player in this tournament, scored 24 points in that championship game. That's it for sports today. Justin and Matt, back to you.
All right, Norm, thank you. Well, 2 Jamestown High School staff members will be honored at the Western New York Educational Service Council's 13th annual awards banquet. That happening on May 1st. Aaron Jesse will receive the Award of Excellence for Teaching, while School Counselor Ashley Noon will receive the Award for Excellence for Support Staff Services. Now, school officials said the awards will be given out at the annual banquet, honoring teachers, support staff, administrators, and Board of Education members across Western New York. Nominations highlight how the nominee demonstrated dedication and exemplary service to the district and regional education community, and how the individual demonstrated leadership, how did he or she make a difference in the district, and why he or she is an outstanding member of that district. Jesse is a 9th grade ELA teacher and has taught for 11 years and has worked at Jamestown High School since 2015. Meanwhile, Noon has been with Jamestown Schools for 19 years.
Well, Dakota,
Yes.
do you know anybody?
I never had Mrs. Noon as my guidance counselor, but I think I know her son because he also went to the high school. And I don't know the other new teacher. They said that he was teaching since what, 2015?
Yeah.
So I never heard of him. So
Well, that's the problem. You graduated in 1827.
yeah, that's true.
Right. So, back in those days, you had probably, one teacher in the little schoolhouse?
Yeah, there was one teacher
Horace something. I don't know. Horace Mann, he's the one that created the public school system.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, you're right. He did, didn't he?
Yeah. And,
boy, we're just loaded with a bunch of
well,
facts
he's a
today.
guy that's not well liked by a lot of kids. No.
Mr. Walzer, anybody? Extended detention, JHS. Here's the bus stop forecast. Speaking of which, for the kids coming home today, again, there'll be a lot of sun and clouds out there, but temperature is not too bad, 46 to 53, sending them off to school tomorrow. A little bit chilly, but it should be mainly dry for the morning, but it'll be mainly dark at that. Brotherhood Property Maintenance 7-day. We're bringing a few thunderstorms in here on Thursday or on Friday, and temperatures kind of go back down a little bit for next week.
All right, thanks to Cody. Here's a live look over downtown Jamestown. Hold on to your hat, folks. It is windy out there. If you missed anything we just talked about, you can get it on the WNY News Now app and right on our website at WNYNewsNow.com. Have a great day.